Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today I have a watch from MAS Matthew & Sons, a company founded on Kickstarter in 2019, and they are based in Australia. This is the Deadly Black Irukandji. Now this watch, obviously it's themed after the Irukandji, which is a very deadly little water serpent, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. Here's the box it comes in. Pretty simple. Let me take this off. And it does come in a very nice watch roll, which you can hold up to 4 watches in. Let me just get this out of here. And here's the actual watch roll that comes in. Nice little MAS here. I do have the watch outside right now, so I just want to show you this watch roll. It actually does come in. So it's a pretty nice watch roll. It's like a canvas. As you can see, you can fit 1, 2, 3, 4 watches. I do have the bracelet and the warranty card in here as well, but it is very useful and it's very nice. Now, let's get into the actual watch. Now, here in front of you is the Deadly Black variation of the Irukandji by Matthew & Sons. Now, Matthew & Sons is a brand run by him, Matthew, and his son, obviously, Tate, which is pretty cool. They take a lot of photos together and stuff like that. You can check that more about that on their website down in the description below. As you can see, it's a pretty unique watch. It's very circular, short lugs. Obviously, it's a dive watch. You can tell by the orientation on the dial here. Nice deep black dial, nice shiny ceramic bezel here, and overall a very solid feeling watch. Obviously it's automatic, you can see it's ticking already. It is using the NH35 caliber. Now getting into some basic stuff about this watch first, obviously in terms of diameter, I measured this myself with my calipers. We are looking at about 41.6 across I got on my calipers. 41.6 millimeters, you can round that to 42 if you want. But yeah, relatively a good size, especially it does wear much smaller considering it's basically a circle. Now, the case is comprised of solid 316L stainless steel all around. As you can see, nice drilled lug holes there. In terms of case thickness, we're looking at a 13.3 from here to the tip. If you're including the domed sapphire crystal, you're looking at 15 millimeters, but that doesn't really increase the thickness on your wrist, so 13.3 is the way to go there. In terms of lug-to-lug width, it's relatively short at 45.3. So it does wear, more like a 40 millimeter watch, or 39.5, I'd say, when it's actually planted on your wrist. So yeah, getting into the dial, very legible dial. I like these big markers at 12, 3, and 9. Very legible, something you want for a 200-meter dive watch. Our crown is located at the 4 o'clock position, but there are options. There is actually one that comes at the 10 o'clock position, so you can actually pick if you want it at the 4 or you want it at the 10. I have no issue at the 4, just like a Seiko SKX or something like that. It doesn't puncture into my wrist or anything like that, and I don't think the one at the 10 o'clock would either. Now, getting into some more stuff about this watch. So we have pretty good lume on this watch. We have BGW9, which does glow blue. It's a lumed ceramic bezel, 120 clicks. Very nice bezel action. I did notice that. Some of the small things I do notice. So we have the NH35. Most of you guys are pretty familiar with this movement. Hand winding, hacking, very accurate. About +5 seconds a day on this exact model, the Deadly Black Irukandji. Crown is screwed down, of course, located over here. We do get 200 meters of water resistance. This can be a true dive watch if you want to use it for diving, shallow diving, but most of you people probably just, go to your desk at work with this watch. But it is a very good looking watch, as you can see here. It does play with the light very nicely. That dial, almost like a sunburst effect, as you can see there. Kind of looks even a little bit gray. We have nice long hands filled with lume as well. Lumed pip, so everything on the bezel is lumed. And if you take a look at these sides of the case, it is finely brushed. There are no sharp edges or anything like that I found. You have a nice coin edge bezel here. You can really see the dome on that nice sapphire crystal, which does feature air coating for legibility. But the brushing itself, as you can see here, is pretty good. It's not that bad for the price point. These watches do come in at $425 Aussie, which is about $298 US at the current exchange rate. And if you want to add one of the bracelets, which I will show you towards the end, you're looking about an extra 85 Australian, which is really not that bad. It's a pretty nice bracelet. But yeah, just get a closer look at the finishing here. Everything is pretty fine. I do like that they put drilled lug holes on this watch. You can easily change from the bracelet to the strap or a variety of other straps they have on their shop in their website. Now, getting to the bezel action, which is kind of a big thing for a lot of people. I don't know if it's just me, But that's the first thing I check when I look at a dive watch. And the bezel action is really buttery smooth on this watch. Very minimal back play, but it's really, really a pleasure to use. And everything does line up perfectly to that 12 o'clock position. So there are no issues there with the alignment, which I know people go crazy over. Another really neat part of this watch is the Irukandji on the back of the watch. I think that's really cool. It's very detailed, it's very nice, it comes up a little bit, it's completely polished, and these are not cheap to do. To make these out of a mold, it's not cheap to do this. I do know that. So, you know, they did put some money into this watch, or extra money I should say, to make this come alive. Case back is screwed down, just states Auto NH35, water resistant 200 meters, sapphire, stainless, and Irukandji there. It is screwed down with a mixed variety of finishes. You have kind of this blasted finish, then you have kind of the polishing over here. As you can see from the back side already, we do get the quick release canvas strap, which comes stock on all of their models. It's a pretty standard canvas strap. It is comfortable, it is flexible, it is black and white to match the orientation of this black and white dial. As you can see the other side, one floating keeper here, and it is signed with the MAS logo. So pretty cool there. The lugs themselves are 20 millimeters, so you should have no issues if you want to throw some other straps on there. But yeah, some of you guys might think, you know, it kind of does look like the Seiko bottle cap. I do agree in some way, you know, the circular case, but other than that, you know, it's a completely different watch. I mean, look at the bezel, the dial design, and the way the markers, the style of the markers, how they're applied, and everything else, you know, it's completely different. So, I mean, obviously this is a way better watch than the than the Seiko 5 bottle cap. If you're looking at specifications, you're getting a domed sapphire crystal, an NH35, hacking hand winding, screw down crown, 200 meters, a nice case back, a much more solid feeling watch, better lume, and yeah, better accessories as well. So we do have the MAS logo printed over here, then Irukandji printed, 20 bar, 200 meters, quite simple there. And yeah, just an overall very cool and unique different watch. I mean, it's very circular, pretty cool looking. Definitely you're not going to find other people wearing something that looks like this. That's just my opinion, but I don't think you will. And yeah, right now let's get a, well, first we'll test the movement. You know, most of you guys pretty much know the NH35 by now, but I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the crown, no issues there. First position we get self-winding. We get a quick set date if I pull out one position. Okay. Then your final position is your hacking position. We can set the time, push that back in, and screw the crown back in. No issues there. Very easy to grip. Now we'll get a lume shot for you guys and see what the lume's all about. Here is the Irukandji fully lumed up with that nice blue lume, as you can see here. It is quite potent, and it is pretty evenly applied. So you can see all the markers, hands, the lollipop tip, seconds hand, and the rotating bezel. Numerals are fully lumed, and it is pretty strong. It does last for a pretty long time. I think it really matches the black dial nice, and I think they did a good job on the lume. Now my wrist is 6.5 inches. Not really that big, not really that small, kind of average. And as you can see, it fits just perfectly across. The lugs kind of do come downwards a bit, but you really get that nice look of that circular case when you really look down on it. It's quite cool. Definitely does remind you of the Irukandji. And yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. It's definitely comfortable on this stock strap here. I have no issues with the strap. I think it's a decent strap for the price point of this watch. And everything's pretty comfortable. Definitely, you will feel it on the wrist. It's not super heavy, but it's not super light. Kind of in the middle there. But it is a nice feeling watch on the wrist. And I think it looks right at home here. Now, if you are not a fan of the standard nylon strap, which is quick release, they did come out with this new bracelet, which I was pretty surprised by. It's a very nice bracelet, signed MAS here on the clasp. As you can see, a lot of micro adjustments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 micro adjustments. It's kind of in that rivet style, kind of like Tudor. It's very nice. It's actually a very nice and comfortable bracelet. There are no end links, so it kind of goes straight onto the case there. But the clasp is milled, and let me open this here. It's pretty solid, you know. It definitely stamps down pretty hard. I could open that here. As you can see, very solid construction, milled clasp here. Everything is really, you know, quite solid about it. It's definitely a very good quality bracelet, and I think if you really want a bracelet for this watch you can't do without, I would definitely, you know, add this on. I think it's a good addition to the watch. As you can see on the side here, get you a little closer. those nice rivets. It is very flexible, as you can see here. So yeah, not a bad accessory. Myself, I would rather throw it on a NATO or rubber strap, or keep it on the nylon. You know, it's very comfortable, the nylon strap that it comes on. But this is a very nice accessory with that nice polishing on the edges here, fine brushing on the fronts of the bracelet. It's just a very nice accessory that you can add on, you know, for not really that much money in my opinion for something like this. So there you have it, guys. This is the MAS Matthew & Sons Irukandji dive watch. I think it's a pretty cool watch. You know, I like the styles it comes in. I believe they even have a pink dial one, green dial. There are a bunch of different dial variations. If black and white is, you know, black and white's the standard. I pretty much go with everything black and white. That's just me though, but there are a bunch of really cool different variations of this watch on their website, which I will link down in the description below. I did not really find any issues in quality control. I mean, everything is pretty on point. There were no issues at all. Everything functions fine. There are no sharp edges that, you know, really are noticeable or anything like that. I can't really find anything wrong with it, to tell you the truth. I think it's a cool design. It's something different. You know, some might say, oh, it's a Seiko 5 bottle cap, but it's really not. It's definitely something completely different, in my opinion. I think they did a pretty good job. I look forward to what they have to see, what they have to release in the future. Definitely an interesting brand to keep an eye on. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, as usual, and I will reply down there. Definitely throw me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have a lot of cool stuff coming up, some new watches coming in for review. Definitely stay tuned, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.